Good evening, and welcome to my guitar instructional lesson. So in this very lesson, I'll start from the basic to intermediate to advanced. So at first, before you start playing guitar, I believe you should know the 5 position of major chords. So let me take it very slow. I'll be doing everything in the key of G. So this should be the first position of scale that you need to know. If you don't have an idea about this scale, you can pause the video and go back again, but let me slow it down again. So this is the first position of G major scale, regardless of the finger you are using. So at this point, we are using scale finger. So the second position of major scale is so this is the second position of major scale. The third position is fourth position of the major scale. Then the last position of the major scale, which is the fifth position. So this scale connects you to which was here. Everything is pretty very simple. If you want to play the open position scale, the secret to studying major scale is very, very simple. In each of these scale pattern, you have to look at the shape, and you have to also look at the similar patterns inside one scale position. So in this case, I have or, and have the same thing, and I have the same thing, and I have the same thing here. So inside this position of scale, I have, so this is string 6, sorry, this is, sorry, this is, so I have 3 similar patterns. Then I have, so 3 similar pattern, 2 similar pattern, and 1 pattern. So what I have inside this very position is just 3 pattern. The first pattern is, second pattern, then the last one. So I can, this can help me to make music without even knowing what I am doing, because music is not really about you have to always solve equation and calculate before you play. You can carry your guitar and play. Something like that. So music is basically patterns. That's musical patterns, you understand? And if you know these patterns, it's very, very good, because this is how guitar is. For example, now you can have a lick that is like, so this licks works over this pattern. For example, so if I do, then if I have a pattern like this, so I can do, so I can play. Very, very simple. You see how these things are very, very simple. From this is pattern solo. Let me really break it down so that you understand. This is pattern solo. Like, so I can play my major scale, re mi fa sol la ti do la do ti, re mi fa re mo mi. And this goes with the major chord. So let me slow it down. So moving to this second position of major scale, the G major scale, you have, so now I've given you the scale and one solo for each pattern. So every time you have this shape, you can always do this, regardless of the note, regardless of the position. So just imagine you play. just you, maybe someone messing around a particular pattern. So second position of major scale, you have similar pattern, and you have, that's the 2 note per string. Then you have, so you can play this scale, you can mess around the scale knowing the similar pattern that is in this very scale position. Trust me, this is already a solo. It's already a solo. So going to the third position of the G major scale. So even if you don't have what to play, this is how everything works. I can start. And someone will be like, wow, 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 just like that. So this is almost like us playing. But in this very case, you are trying to improvise based on the 2 pattern of solos I gave you, just 2 out of 1,000. So this is for this very third position of G major scale. Same pattern, same pattern, same pattern. So to the fourth position of the major scale, this pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, pattern 3, back to the first pattern. So we have similar pattern. So I want you to study this scale in this with this understanding of patterns and how patterns relate, so that you can, when you are playing, I have then the last position of major scale, I have the same thing, different pattern, same pattern, same pattern, same pattern as string 5 and string 6. And back to so this is all for the 5 position of the major scale. Since you are not a total beginner, you can, if you want to play F, all you need to do is for you to move everything, start from here and go all the way down. So it's as simple as that. You understand, right? So this is G major scale. Then now, few things I want to tweet on this very major scale. The pattern remains the same. So I want to also talk about the soloing finger. So I don't want to really make things complex. You can learn just the soloing finger, or you can learn the both. It works. For me, there is no wrong finger in music as far as guitar is concerned. There is nothing like wrong finger. Trust me, there is no wrong finger. So for the first position of the major scale, so I have Do on this very finger, Re, this very finger, Mi, this very finger, Fa, So, same thing, finger for so soloing finger. So one thing I want to correct about this soloing finger, using, you can play in case maybe you see a particular video that someone is playing. Don't say no, it's wrong finger. No, it's still like, you understand, right? So you can use, and one other thing I also want to let you understand is that when you are playing with soloing finger, don't have the mindset that you'll be able to speed up the scale. No, it doesn't work, because this is soloing finger. This is not just scale finger. So don't really have the mind of speeding everything up. No, it doesn't work that way. This finger can speed up any scale, like any solos, but not scale pattern. This is very important thing you need to note. This finger can speed up licks, or advanced solo, but not major scale, not just major scale runs. You understand, right? Then the second position of the G major scale with soloing finger. You already know the pattern. That's why I'm kind of speed up. So for second position of the major scale. So third position, even for advanced soukous player, I've seen most of them using this same finger to play their soukous music, and it works. I was even thinking it can just be jazz, bluesy, exotic melodic solo that one can use this finger. But when I saw soukous line, I was like, wow, what? This same finger, you understand, right? So it works. Going to the fourth position, la, sol, fa, mi, re. Sorry, let me go again. Slow. Then the last position of the major scale. let me take it again lastly. So this is for the soloing finger. So another important thing I would like to touch on this very lesson is the extension major scale. Very, very important. The extension major scale. So we have a major scale pattern like this, for example. So let me go again. So you have the do, the re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, then la, re, mi, fa, sol, la. So this is the do, the re, mi, fa, sol, la. So every sol, la, there is a finger shift. Very, very simple. So you can use this very finger, the normal scale pattern. So going, because this is ascending, going descending order will be do, ti, la, sol, do. So on every saw you have to extend. Fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, sol. You understand? Fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, sol. So fa, mi, re. So you have. So let me take it again. One thing about major scale, you don't need to do to play speed before you are good with the major scale. When you are good with the major scale, this is the only sign. The only sign of you being good at major scale is knowing the pattern. You can close your eye and still get the pattern. So this is when you know that, oh, I'm good with major scale or with any scale pattern. Not really about the speed, because when you are making music, you will not be asked to play speed. There is no any exams that will tell you play major scale 16 notes, play major scale 8 notes. You understand, right? So it's the melody that you make is, that's what is essential in major scale pattern. So after knowing the 5 position of major scale and the extension major scale, the next scale you need to know as a beginner going to intermediate, going to advanced, is the pentatonic scale. So this is pentatonic scale in this position. I'll be doing different finger pattern. This is the scale finger. If I want to do the soloing finger, it will be. That's why you be seeing solos like so. This is pentatonic scale, first position. Pentatonic scale, second position. Similar pattern, different pattern, different pattern. So I have let me slow it down. Soloing finger goes that's pentatonic scale pattern number 2. Pentatonic scale pattern number 3. Let me slow it down. Soloing finger. Pentatonic scale pattern 4. Normal scale finger. Soloing finger. Sorry. So in all this scale, I will advise you to learn the pattern. The pattern is very, very important, so that any finger you are using, you won't mix up the pattern. The last position of the pentatonic scale goes soloing finger. For the pentatonic scale, then you are back to or so that is how you'll be playing after learning the scale, because I will teach you solos, I'll give you licks that you can play over this very pentatonic and major scale. So for the pentatonic, we also have extension pentatonic, the one that is starting from the 6th string root and the one that is starting from the 5th string root. So the 6th string root goes so you have the for pentatonic scale, starting from a pentatonic scale extension, starting from the root 6. So the other pentatonic extension start from here. So in key G, the first pentatonic extension starts from here. The second one starts from here. It doesn't mean that you cannot extend from any note. But if you want to start from the root, like so one of the licks I can give you over this pentatonic extension is to play is hammer horn. I pick just once. So you can do that. Slow it down again. So this is pentatonic scale extension. Then another basic thing I also want you to learn is the 5 basic major scale shape. The 5 basic major scale shape. Learning the scale extension, the pentatonic and the pentatonic extension. Another thing, important thing you need to learn is chords. Major chords inversion, which is very important. So for the major chord, I will still be playing the same key G. So the first major chord position is the G major bar chord, which is this position. The second position is, so for the bar chord, I bar chord. When you are barring a chord, you have to bar ascending order. So I place my finger, I put this finger right here, this one right here, this right here. So I have this is my chord 1, and this is my major chord as well. So in this second scale position, there is a major chord that is here, which is middle finger. You know, this is not really bar chord. This is my finger pattern. 5. This is 7th fret, 5 fret, 7 of E, 5 of D string, 7 of G string, and 8th fret on B string. So I have, so this is for this position. So this position, I have this position, this is the chord. So each of the position of scale has their do chord. So starting from 1, 2, 3, 4. So then the fifth position is have and also what I also want you to start doing is this very scale shape. You play do, that's your chord 1, your chord 4, and your chord 5, which is, for example, so that you have everything. So now you know how to play the chord 1. About chords, the major scale, which is the do, re, mi, fa, sol, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So this is chord 1 as the do, this is chord 2 as the re, this is chord 3 as the mi, this is chord 4 as the fa, this is chord 5 as the sol, this is chord 6 as the la, this is chord 7 as the ti, going back to do. You know, you are on chord 1. So if I said that I'm playing chord 1, chord 4, and chord 5, you should understand that it is a degree of do, fa, sol. So I believe you know how to bar. I barred all my chord ascending order, though you may not see me do, but I bar all my chord ascending order. This one I bar, then my ring finger bar across multiple string, which is D, G, and B. So I have, then going to the sol chord, I have back to the chord 1. So moving from the first position to the second position, I have the do chord, which is the chord 1. Going to chord 4, all I need to do is for me to bring my ring finger up down to the A string, and I'll have then chord 5, I bar back to chord 1. So I can do, then maybe I can play my first string, because this is bar, as you can see. So you can zoom this video to be able to see everything in clear picture. So chord 1, back to 1. So let me play chord 1 again in this very position. I have the 4 chord. Back to 1. So what I'm trying to do is for me to try to play the chord 1, 4, 5 in around this scale. Around this scale box. That's what I'm trying to do, so that you can understand that it is possible to do even all the chords in this very position. But in this first lesson, I will have to do 1, 4, 5. In the next lesson, I will do 1, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, still on the same position. But let me take it again. 1, 4, 5, back to 1. So coming down to the scale position number 4, I have chord 1, chord 4, chord 5, back to chord 1, chord 1, chord 4, chord 5, back to chord 1. The last scale position, which is I have 4, 5, back to 1. So if you notice the chord shapes, you notice that this one was doing chord 1 here. Coming to this position, it was doing this same chord shape was playing as chord 4. Coming to this very position is playing as chord 5. So this implies that any chord you have here can be either chord 1 or chord 4 or chord 5. So any major chord shape can save as chord 1 or chord 4 or chord 5, depending on the context, depending on the position you are playing the chord. You understand, right? Any chord can play as 1, 4, 5, any major chord shape. So let me go back again. 1, if you want to further, you can continue. So, for guitar, these 2 dots is telling you that this place is this place, this place is this place, this place is this place, this place is this place. So this is like you having 2 rooms. The room 1 is bigger and is spacious, and the other room is not as big as room 1. So everything stays the same. You understand, right? So this is a typical example of what we have right here. So that is for chords. So now you know chords and you know scale in each of the position. You know extension major scale, you know extension pentatonic scale. So these are the things you need to know before you proceed to triads, arpeggio, learning chord tones, and a lot other things. So I will not fail to talk about the right hand. So this picking hand is one of the things that will make your music journey soft. So for me, there is no better technique to say use this technique, use or hold pick like this, hold pick like this. Anywhere you feel comfortable holding your pick, you are good to go. But the only important thing about your right hand is for you to maintain the position. Because if you don't maintain the position, like don't play and before you know your hand is up here, before you know your hand is all the way back. Try to maintain position. So if you notice, I was trying to play around different things, and I tried to keep my pick, my hand movement on the same position. So even if you are playing fret 1, fret 0, and you are playing fret 1, so the only exercise you can do for yourself that will really be very, very beneficial is for you to try, as you're playing, no matter which fret you are, make sure your hand stays in one place. Just make sure your hand is in one position. Don't allow your hand to to swim around. You understand, right? Just try to keep your hand in a particular position. Maintain the position. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. So for here, and if you're asking what's the picking exercise to do, all you need to do is try to pick alternate picking. Alternate picking is you picking up and down, like the idea about alternate picking is when you pick down, your pick is already down, so you can't go back to come and pick. Like if I do, it means I pick down and my pick is already down, then I will still jump the string and pick down. So alternate picking gives you speed, because if I pick down, my pick coming up is picking up again, going down is picking down. Instead of me to have, I'll be having, if I'm not doing alternate picking, I'll be doing alternate picking, alternate picking on the second string, downstroke only, alternate, so this is the first picking exercise I would like you to try. So try this very picking exercise. Open string, so this is the picking exercise. So you are doing down, up, 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 down, up. It's very, very simple. So it's like playing a drums. Tapa 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 tapa. Why you need to do this exercise is that so that you have to observe when while you are trying to play, to play different fretboard. Is your hand still in the same position? So this is what you should look out for. Look out for your hand to be in the same position regardless of what you do on your right hand. This is very essential. So if you can do this exercise, other exercise that you can do is you can learn your chords. If your picking pick or your picking position, maybe your pick is this position, try to play you see my hand was here and it now moves down to this position, which is not supposed to be so. So you have to try to relax your hand. Your hand should move like a fan, because fan stays in one position, like it will just be turning. So your hand picking should be pretty simple. So this is for the right hand. Another thing I will need to, because we have to make music while practicing. That's our number one law. We have to make music while practicing. So I want you to try a diatonic chord. Diatonic chord is you playing the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, like chord 1, chord 2, chord 3, chord 4, chord 5, chord 6, chord 7. So the chord 1, if you want to play your diatonic chord, the chord 1 is, the chord 2 is minor, the chord 3 is minor, the chord 4 is major, the chord 5 is major, the chord 6 minor, chord 7 major, and chord 1 major. So I have 1 as major, chord 2 as minor, chord 3 as minor, chord 4 as major, chord 5 as major, chord 6 as minor, chord 7 as major, chord 1 as major as well. So you have when you are making this sound, you have to pay attention to your melody.